Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamunatiravanachari Jamunatiravanachari Jaya Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Gopi Janavallabha Giridharadhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabihari Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatar Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astatar Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Govardhandari Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadeshatane Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nasta Praishu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22. Chapters entitled The Marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. Today we are reading text number 8. Please repeat after me. Sa bhavan duhitir sneha. Sa bhavan duhitir sneha. Parikrishtatmano mama. Parikrishtatmano mama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shravitam kripaya mune. Shravitam kripaya mune. Sabhavan duhitir sneha. Parikrishtatmano mama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shravitam kripaya mune. Sabhavan duhitir sneha. Parikrishtamama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shravitam kripaya mune. Please chant. Vanduhitya Parikrishtatmano mama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shravitam kripaya mune. Sabhavanduhiti sneha. Parikrishtatmano mama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shravitam kripaya mune. Sabhavanduhiti sneha. Parikrishtatmano mama. Shrotam arhasidhinasya. Shavitam Kripaya Mune. Vaishnavis. Sabhavanduriti Sneha Parikrishtatmano Mama Shrotam Arhasi Dinasya Shavitam Kripaya Mune. Sabhavanduriti Sneha Parikrishtatmano Mama Shrotam Arhasi Dinasya Shavitam Kripaya Mune. Saha, yourself. Bhavan, your honor. Duhitya Sneha, by affection for my daughter. Parikrishta Atmanaha, whose mind is agitated. Mama, my. Shrotam, to listen. Arhasi, be pleased. Dinasya, of my humble self. Shravitam, to the prayer. Kripaya, graciously. Mune, O sage. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnarvinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O great sage, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayer of my humble self, for my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter. Please repeat after me. O great sage, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayer of my humble self, for my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter. Purport. When a disciple is perfectly in consonance with the spiritual master, having received his message and executed it perfectly and sincerely, he has a right to ask a particular favor from the spiritual master. Generally, a pure devotee of the Lord or a pure disciple of a bona fide spiritual master does not ask any favor either from the Lord or the spiritual master. But even if there is a need to ask a favor from the spiritual master, one cannot ask that favor without satisfying him fully. Swayambhuva Manu wanted to disclose his mind regarding the function he wanted to execute due to affection for his daughter. Sa bhavan duhitrit sneha pariklishtat mano mama shrotam arhasi dinasya shravitam kripaya mune. Om jnana tramandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshur unmilitam jena tasmai shri guruve namaha. Shri Caitanya manobishtam shtapitam yena bhutale swayam rupa kadamayam dadati svapadantikam vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunath Tanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Caitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I'm very happy to be here in ISKCON New Govardhan, here up towards the Gold Coast of Australia. Haribol. We're not in Australia? What was that? The Northern River District. Yeah, we do have some centers on the Gold Coast. Okay. Queensland. All right. Well, actually, Gold Coast is good, and Queensland is also good, because the Gold Coast is the place of the abode of the Golden Avatar. And Queensland is the abode of Sri Sri Radha Govardhan Dhari. Thank you. I think we're all victorious. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. It's nice to have an opportunity to Krishnaize our lives and our consciousness in the association of devotees. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Before I begin to speak today, I seek the blessings of all the devotees so that I can speak for my own purification. Please, everyone, offer me your blessings. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we're reading from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. This is chapter 22. And we're just towards the beginning of the chapter, text number 8. And in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we're hearing about how the disciple very rarely will approach the spiritual master or even the Supreme Lord for a material boon or benediction. It does happen on occasion, but it's quite rare. And if the disciple does this, the prerequisite is that he or she previously should have fully satisfied the spiritual master and the Lord. Yasyat prasadad bhagavat prasado yasyat prasadad nagatith kutopi. When the spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. And if the spiritual master is not pleased, then Krishna is not pleased. So in today's discussion, we hope to illustrate this point that it's very important to satisfy the spiritual master before endeavoring to ask for any benediction. And some personalities have done it successfully, and some have done it unsuccessfully. So we'll try to look at both sides of the situation. In this case, we see Swayambhuva Manu. He has a daughter, Devahuti, who's of marriageable age, and he's seeking to get her married. So he's approaching Lord Brahma for some help. I know my good friend Daksha Prabhu is planning to get married very shortly. And did you manage it by yourself, or did you approach someone for some help? Yeah. You had a lot of help. Haribol. So that's great. So we see this also happening in the Bhagavatam, that Swayambhuva Manu is getting some help from Lord Brahma to get his daughter married. And it's very important also to seek the blessings and get a lot of help for such an auspicious union of marriage. So that's very wonderful. So there's more help to be sought as well, seeking the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. So in this verse today, we see Swayambhuva Manu is approaching Lord Brahma. And can you go back to the Sanskrit, please? We see Swayambhuva Manu says, Sa Bhavan Duhitir Sneha. So Bhavan is an address. It occurred to me that it could mean Bhavan is like an ashram or a place of shelter. Like when I was staying in Mumbai, there was a place called Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Srila Prabhupada did a program there also. Bhavan. Bhavan is a house or a place of shelter, an ashram. So Swayambhuva Manu addresses Brahma as Bhavan, which is a very respectful address. And Srila Prabhupada translates Bhavan as your honor. Okay, so Swayambhuva Manu is very respectfully approaching Lord Brahma and addressing him as Bhavan. Then Swayambhuva Manu says, Duhitri Sneha. I have a lot of affection. Sneha. Sneha means affection. I have a lot of affection for my daughter. And then he says, Parikshitat mano mama. He says, my mind is agitated by so much affection. Mama, my mind. Mano. Mano means mind. And my mind is parikrishta. Parikrishta means agitated. My mind is agitated due to affection for my daughter. O greatly honorable one. Then he says, Shrotam arhasi dinasya. So Shrotam means please listen. Now he's making an appeal. He's going to make an appeal for some help from Lord Brahma. So Shrotam, please hear me. Arhasi, and be pleased upon me. Respond favorably to my appeal. Why? Because I am dinasya. Sometimes we sing Dina Dayal, Dina Dayal. Dina means the fallen. Someone is very humble and fallen. So he's presenting himself in a very humble position, which is the right mood if we're going to ask someone for some help. Like whenever you may remember the last time that you asked someone for help. I remember the last time I asked someone for help, or I can remember. We always do it in a humble mood. And this was the mood of Swayambhuva Manu, appealing to Brahma. He says, I'm dinasya. I'm very, very humble and fallen. Then he says, Shravitam. Shravitam is a prayer, like Shravitam. Shravitam. Please hear my prayer, my appeal. Kripaya. Kripaya is a word also in Hindi, which means please. You always say like, Kripaya apka ashirwad dijiye. Please give me your mercy. Kripaya, please. Apka, your ashirwad, blessing, dijiye, to give. So the word kripaya is an appeal, and it means please. And Srila Prabhupada translates kripaya as graciously. Please graciously fulfill my desire. And then again he addresses Lord Brahma as Mune, which means O sage, O Muni, O Mune. So this is the vocative, like we say Hare to address Srimati Radharani, Mother Hara. So Brahma is a Muna or a Muni, but he's addressing him, so it's Mune. It's a vocative address, Mune. So it's a beautiful verse today that Lord Brahma is showing us how to approach a senior for help in a very humble mood, dinasya. He's glorifying him, Sa Bhavan, Hey Prabhu, and he's saying Kripaya, he's saying please help me. So he's approaching Lord Brahma in a very, very humble mood to receive his help to get his daughter married. In the purport today, Srila Prabhupada says, when a disciple is perfectly in consonance with the spiritual master, having received his message and executed it perfectly and sincerely, he has a right to ask a particular favor from the spiritual master. So the disciple should execute the instructions of the spiritual master first, very pakka, very properly, and then he has a right to ask a particular favor. Then Srila Prabhupada qualifies that by saying, generally, a pure devotee of the Lord or a pure disciple of a bona fide spiritual master does not ask any favor either from the Lord or from the spiritual master. But even if there's a need to ask a favor from the spiritual master, one cannot ask that favor without satisfying him fully. So I want to give an example of someone who's done this improperly, so we can see how not to do it. When I received my first initiation, I received the name Ekalavya Das. Now at that time, I did not know who Ekalavya was. It was the first time I heard of this personality. And this personality is in the Mahabharata. So at least some benefit for that personality is there. He's in the Mahabharata. So I took initiation, and I wanted to find out the meaning of my name. So I did some inquiry. And would you like to hear the story of Ekalavya? Yeah? Okay. So there was a forest prince, a Nishada, a low-born, out of the Varnashram system, not Brahmana, Vaishya, or Shudra, or Kshatriya, fifth-class person. But he was a prince of the fifth-class people, and he was living in the forest. And he had a strong desire to learn archery, Dhanurvidya, from the great Dronacharya, who was teaching the Pandavas and the Kauravas the military arts. He had students like Arjuna and Yudhisthira and Bhima and Duryodhana and all the Kauravas, all the Pandavas. So Ekalavya went to see Dronacharya, fell at his feet, and said, Gurudev, I wish to learn the art of archery from you. And Dronacharya denied him. He said, no, you are not a fit candidate. Go back to your forest. So Ekalavya, he went back to the forest, but without the permission of Dronacharya, he began to formulate a clay murti, a statue of Dronacharya, a deity, and began doing daily puja, day and night of this deity, and practicing his archery in front of the deity of Dronacharya. He became excellent, super excellent archer. One day, Arjuna was riding on his horse into the forest to hunt, because Kshatriyas, they are allowed to hunt. And a wild dog attacked Arjuna. Ruff, 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 ruff. And Arjuna was afraid, and the horse went up on his hind legs, and Arjuna was in trouble. And then Ekalavya came out of the forest. He took 7 arrows simultaneously on his bow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He shot these arrows, and the arrows formed a muzzle around the dog's mouth without hurting the dog. And Mahabharata describes it was as if a poem had been made by the shooting of the arrows. And Arjuna, he was amazed. Who has done this? Who are you? And Ekalavya came out and knelt at Arjuna's feet and said, I am your servant, Ekalavya. I have done this. Where have you learned to shoot like this? From my guru. Who's your guru? Dronacharya. Dronacharya, da-da! Dronacharya is my guru, and he promised me that I would be the greatest archer in the world. How can you be better than me? And then he left Ekalavya and went back to speak with Dronacharya in Hastinapur. And after hearing the story from Arjuna, Dronacharya said, let's go and see Ekalavya. Let's see what's happening. So they went to the forest, seeing his guru, Dronacharya, had come. Ekalavya fell, washed his feet with the tears of his eyes. He was so happy to see his guru. And then Dronacharya said, so, I am your guru? Yes, Gurudev. Yes, Gurudev. Then I can ask Guru Dakshina from you? Oh yes, Gurudev, yes. Give me the thumb of your right hand. Da-da! Ekalavya took the sharpest arrow and sliced off his thumb. Dronacharya just discarded the thumb, and he and Arjuna went back to Hastinapur. So here we see a disciple asking a favor from a guru to teach him Dhanurvidya, to teach him the art of archery, without first pleasing him by service and following his instructions. And he even did the opposite. He disobeyed his instructions. Dronacharya told Ekalavya, don't learn archery from me, just go back to your forest. But Ekalavya disobeyed those instructions, built the murti or the deity of Dronacharya and worshipped him without permission, avidhi purvakam, in the wrong way. And thus, Ekalavya's ultimate end was not auspicious. Of course, being in the Mahabharata is auspicious. There were some redeeming qualities and factors. But the lesson that I would like us to take away from this story, there are many lessons, is that one must please the spiritual master before he can ask for any favor. We see also in the life of Arjuna. Arjuna sets the example of the proper way to approach the spiritual master. Arjuna is confused, just like Swayambhuva Manu today. Arjuna was pariklishta atmanaha. Arjuna was confused about his duty. And Arjuna said, Karpanya dosho pahatta swavava prachami tvam dharma samuda chetaha yachtrayaha syan nischayat bruhitan me shishasteham sharimam tvam prapanam. He says, now I am confused about my duty. I have lost all composure due to miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to please tell me what is best for me. Please instruct me. So this was the appeal of Arjuna. And then Krishna gave instructions, so many instructions. One important instruction, chapter 4, text 34, very relevant. We'll chant together. Tadvedi pranipatena Atena pariprashnena sevaya pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam upadekshanti te jnanam tattva darshanaha. Just learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Pariprashnena sevaya. Render humble, sincere inquiries and offer seva, service. The self-realized spiritual masters can impart knowledge unto us because they have seen the truth. So this is the correct mood to approach the spiritual master. And so at least Arjuna, he heard very submissively, and at the end, Krishna said, now I've told you everything, and you should choose what to do. And Arjuna said, I will choose to follow your instructions. I will fight. Arjuna Prabhu ki jai. So this is the correct mood for approaching the spiritual master. And then one can ask for a benediction as well. I would like to just conclude with the example, the shining example of our own dear founder Acharya, Abhay Charnaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada received the instruction from his guru in 1922, when he was still in his early 20s, that you should go cross the ocean and preach this message of Krishna consciousness in the English language. And it took him many years, not until 1966, 65 he traveled, 66 he incorporated International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So the instruction of the spiritual master may be delayed, but should never be neglected. So Srila Prabhupada, he a shining example of Guru Seva, serving the Guru, satisfying the Guru. And then Srila Prabhupada had made the appeal on the Jaladuta that please let my words be suitable for their understanding. You have been given me the title of Bhaktivedanta, so now let that true purport of Bhaktivedanta be shown. And then, by the mercy of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the whole parampara, Lord Krishna, Sri Sri Radha Govardhandhari, then Srila Prabhupada was successful in his mission. He is successful in the mission as the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, continues to be heard and sung and spread all over the world. So coming back to Bhagavatam, we see Swayambhuva Manu is approaching Lord Brahma. He's approaching him in a very humble mood, and he's appealing for his help in getting his daughter Devahuti married. So I'm going to stop here and ask if there are any questions, comments, or reflections. Yes, Sadhana Mataji. And then we have Pavan. What is it? Yeah. Please give her the mic. Please give her the mic, Sadhana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thanks for a lovely explanation of the class. I was just hearing that story of your name, so why did your Guru Maharaj give you that name?
Thank you so much for your question. Let me see if I understand your question properly. You're a bit confused because Ekalavya appeared to end up in a bad end, right? It's a tragedy. The story of Ekalavya in one sense is a tragedy. So, as I mentioned, there are many lessons to be learned from the story of Ekalavya, and some of it is tragedy and some of it is quite glorious. And after I received initiation, I went to my Guru Maharaj and asked him what the name meant. And he said, it means Guru Bhakta, a lover or devotee of the Guru. Guru Nishta, Nishta means fixed, and fixed at the lotus feet of the Guru, like that. So we see that Ekalavya sacrificed the most dear aspiration of his life to become the greatest archer in the world. He had become that, and he sacrificed that at the order of the Guru. So that makes him glorious.
We all know that you used to play the trumpet. Was that a sacrifice for you as well?
Do I still play it? I play it in private only. Because the sannyas ministry, they expressed to me that they felt it was inappropriate for a sannyasi to play the trumpet because it would garner criticism. And they said if they're criticizing me, then ISKCON is also getting criticized. So, in honor of Srila Prabhupada's instruction, your love for me will be shown by how you cooperate together to keep this movement together after I am gone. So I have honored that instruction. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, we have, what's your name? Pavan? Nirmal. Okay.
So, one cannot ask that favor without satisfying spiritual master fully. When disciple is imperfect, how he can satisfy the spiritual master fully?
So, how to satisfy the spiritual master fully? So the spiritual master is also very merciful. And just like Krishna is Bhava Grahi Janardanaha, Krishna accepts the mood of our offering. Offering may not be perfect, but if our sincerity is perfect, then Krishna will accept that. So similarly, our offering to the spiritual master may not be perfect, but if we're sincere in our desire to serve him, and he sees that, then he may be satisfied. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Nirmal Prabhu. Now we have a question from?
It's the same question, because we hear that we cannot really pay the debt to the spiritual master, and the word fully, so it's more or less the same question, and because it's a debt that we feel we're incapable of fulfilling, and we know that eternally we're fully indebted, more or less. So it was the same question. So I don't know if you could add something more.
Oh, you're bringing up the topic of being indebted to the spiritual master, which is a very important concept. Because Srila Prabhupada said that devotees asked Srila Prabhupada, what did we do in our previous lifetimes? What punya, what pious activities, what glorious activities, what devotional service did we do in our previous lifetimes to enable us to have the good fortune of being in association with devotees now? And Srila Prabhupada said, you did not do anything. I have created your good fortune. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So by the mercy of the spiritual master, especially in our case, then we can attain to the most auspicious platform. So then what is the debt? The tremendous debt we owe the spiritual master. He's pulled us up from the mire of material life and give us an opportunity for the topmost transcendental platform. So devotees ask Srila Prabhupada, how can we repay the debt to the spiritual master? And Srila Prabhupada said, you cannot repay the debt to the spiritual master, but you should try. And you should do that. Whatever I have done, you should do as I have done. And whatever I have given to you, you should offer that to others. We can never repay the debt to the spiritual master, but we should try, we should endeavor. Is that a point that you brought up?
Perfectly. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So we're just now approaching 8:30, and I see a notice on the board that says, you must complete the class by 8:30. So in honor of the management here and seeking everyone's blessings, I will do that. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Shri Krsna Caitanya Swami Maharaj ki.
I have some Nisinga oil from Mayapur, from Lord Nisingadev, and I have some Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbha Amrit from the Kumbh Mela. If anyone would like, please come. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.